that, I think that it's important that the American people have the opportunity for this very transparent, open process, for them to hear the witnesses and to hear what they have to say. I've talked to some people from home at noontime that are worried that a president of the United States would become involved when we were talking about national security in trying to attack somebody for political purposes. But I think that we've got to see what the witnesses are going to say this week, what else is going to happen, and that's why this week is important. We're going to be open and transparent.
And then do you think in these hearings, these next couple of weeks, that anything will come out of it that will change the public's perception, or do you think most people have made up their minds?
Well, I certainly know that a lot of people have made up their, or have opinions, because when I'm home I get yelled at by everybody, and you can't predict where it's going to happen or who the person's going to be, because people have very strong feelings on all sides of this. But what I do think needs to happen is that people need to be able to hear these witnesses. They want to see it. We shouldn't be translating. We need to let the American people. Benjamin Franklin, many 200 centuries ago, or 2 centuries ago, 200 years ago, said to us that if we have to protect this. He called it a republic, and that democracy requires people being engaged and everybody working to protect it. I think that's why public hearings, having these discussions matter, because the American people need to understand the issues.
And then let's say that the House does end up impeaching the president, and then the Senate doesn't get enough votes to convict him. What happens after that?
We got to keep working on the other issues that matter to Americans across the country, which quite frankly I hear about every day too, from health care to prescription drugs to a new trade bill to infrastructure to people worried about their pensions. We go on with the business, and there's an election a year from now, and that will be a time for the people to speak as well.
And there's been a lot of big ticket issues that people have been bringing up, of course, budget, USMCA, things of that nature. Has there been one thing specifically that you've been working for your district that you're kind of mad hasn't been talked about, or even brought to for a debate?
Well, quite frankly, we've passed 300 plus bills in the House, and we have been working on it. This morning we're working on several issues that matter a lot, from infant mortality to increased infant mortality for women of color. We were addressing vaping and tobacco bills, and how are we going to keep companies from playing games on with generic drugs so that we can get prescriptions to people at a much lower cost than they're paying for them right now. We're going to keep doing that. I've been working on the trade legislation for more than 2 years. I mean, we're in a new term of Congress. It matters to the UAW workers that were walking the picket line back home and are still worried as they're negotiating. People are scared to death about having access to quality, affordable health care, that if they can get sick, that they can afford what the doctor tells them. So we're still working those. We are working those. Those are getting done while these important hearings are going on at the same time.
Is there anything else you want to add?